ghost in the background there. Nobody saw that. Okay, this is going to be episode 1 of the Billy Guitar Show. And what the premise of this is basically if you've never played guitar, you found one in the basement, somebody handed you one, and you've really had that urge to play and you have no idea what you're doing. We're going to start right from the basics. If you have any questions, we will have an email. And or you can go to, on Twitter, it'll be @IronKilt. @IronKilt. And that should end up on the screen somewhere if it hasn't already. So what we want to do is we have a guitar and we're going to explain things to you. We're going to, for most of this, be using a pick, not our fingers. And acoustic guitar, though that might change from show to show because we're over there, we have some guitars here. There's more that are off the camera. But what we're going to do is start off teaching a bit about the guitar. Obviously you have the neck of the guitar here, and these are things we're going to talk about and focus on. So what I want you to know is we're also going to number our fingers 1 to 4, because we have 4 on our left hand. If you're a opposite hand guitarist, left-hand guitarist, you're going to have to flip this in your head. So we're not going to worry about tuning at this point. If we need tuning, then we'll just email me and tell me you want some tips on tuning. I'm hoping you guys all buy a tuner and you learn to tune your guitars, and we'll work on what the strings are. And when you get a tuner, that'll help. And you can always refer back to any of these episodes for your tuning. One thing we're going to do before we get naming strings is talk about pieces of the guitar. I mean, here's your tuning pegs, which are going to come in handy. And you're going to understand that they go down and they go up. If you want the sound louder. So these are your frets. These little squares here are the frets, and the little lines, if you have them, are your fret markers. There are the odd guitars that don't have them, but most will have fret markers. Okay, so finger number 1 is going to be your index finger, and it is going to take care of this fret for the purpose that we're doing. It's going to take care of this fret. Okay, finger number 2, finger number 3 and fret 3, finger number 4. And most guitars will have a marker, a dot in it, or some sort of fancy design, and usually one on the side here that you can see. Okay, our hand position, we're going to work on keeping the thumb behind the neck of the guitar. So it's right around the middle of the guitar back here, okay? What we're going to do now is I'm going to give you an exercise and we're going to name some strings, okay? Any questions, again, come up with them. You're going to tune your guitar with your tuner, and the first string we're going to worry about is the E string, okay? I'm also going to do one more thing. We're going to post music so you can get a little bit of theory during the show too. We're going to post or have pictures flash up if it hasn't already of the strings of a treble scale and where that note would be on the scale, okay? So we're going to do theory as we do this. So when that pops up, it's good to get yourself some staff paper too. And then you can see any music store will have staff paper, okay? And that's what it'll be called, staff paper. So our first thing is we're going to talk about an exercise. Let's do an exercise I want you to do first. With your first finger, I want you to pick the string. Second finger, third finger, fourth finger, each in a fret, okay? And we're going to play the open note too. And you're going to find getting your finger close to the fret marker makes a cleaner sound rather than being away from it. If you get closer to it, you get a cleaner sound. And that's something you'll have to play with, finding the right positioning and the right pressure. Another thing I want you to do for this exercise is practice alternate picking. So you're going to pick down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then you can do it reversed. Okay, and then you can do that on any string if you want as a warm up. Right up to the high string. Okay, so the first note is E, and we'll show you where that is on the staff. It's an open E note. Okay, and just you can do. Now the next string that we're going to work on, so we're going to go through the strings, is the A string. This is standard tuning, it's called, okay? So you have your E string, the second one, which is called a low E, because you will have a high E up here. Okay, so E, A, these are all open with no fingers being used. D, G, B, and back to the E. So these notes are the same, okay? And you'll hear if they're out of tune. But tuning is something we'll get into if you want to, but right now just use your tuner, okay? Because tuning is a process, either done like that or done with like harmonics. Okay, so E string, A string, D string, G string, D string, E string. Okay, so there's our first notes. Now we're going to show you where all of those are on the staff. And our very first note that we're going to learn for fingering is going to be the F. So it's going to be E, F, E, F, E, F, E, F. Which means that this high one is the E, same thing here. E, F, E, F. First finger, first fret. E, F, E, F. E, F, E, F. And we'll go one more note, so you have three. You have E, F. We're going to skip this string, and we're going to go to here, G, which is going to be the highest note that we're ever going to deal with. So E, F, G, E, F. And try to use your alternate picking. Okay, those are the three notes. So for this week, or this session, hopefully you practice this, you should have this fairly quickly, but if you're very, very new, your fingers are going to have a lot of time. I mean, it's going to be tricky for your fingers, they're going to cramp up, they're going to be hard. But get used to going both ways. And just come up with little patterns yourself, see if you can make yourself a song like and you can do it on both strings. Anything you want to play with, just keep those fingers going. And again, remember your exercise. And if you're watching TV, you can just keep sliding up a fret. And going up the strings, you can do it back. And you can keep going up. Any pattern you want, you can just keep your fingers moving. The stronger your fingers become, the more speed you'll get. And really important at this point, practice alternate picking. Up, down, up, down, up, down. All right? And then eventually we'll get into some chords when we get our notes down. Okay? Anyway, that's it for today. Have a good week. Let me know that you got the EFG, 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 and get those warm up exercises in. All right? Thanks. Have a good day.